This episode of PaddleTV is brought to you by the ACA, improving the paddle sports experience for over a century. Learn more at americancanoe.org. Whether you're an experienced canoeer or this is your first time, this video is going to reveal 5 tips that'll make you a better paddler and make your experience on the water more enjoyable and safer.
The first tip is that loose hips saves flips.
What this means is that by keeping your body relaxed, particularly in the hips, it'll be much easier to keep your balance and avoid capsizing if there's a sudden shift in the boat, if you encounter waves, or when anything else happens that rocks your canoe. So relax those core muscles and let your hips go with the flow. The second tip is to paddle smarter, not harder. One of the best ways to do this is to learn to use the larger muscle groups of your torso to power your strokes, and not just your arms. In fact, you can think of yourself as a tree, where the trunk gives the tree its strength rather than the small branches. By doing this, not only will your strokes have more power, but it will improve your stamina and leave you with more energy to deal with situations that arise, like a capsize. The way to use your larger torso muscles to power your strokes is by practicing torso rotation, which means twisting at the waist when you take a stroke, rather than just pulling with your arms.
For example, with the forward stroke, you don't want to power the stroke just with your arms, but with your whole upper body. What that means is, when I plant the blade on the right, I'm going to push my right shoulder forward and rotate my torso to the left. As I pull on the blade, I'm going to unwind the torso to power the stroke.
The third key canoeing tip is that even though most canoes have comfy and inviting seats, kneeling is a more stable position because it lowers your center of gravity and gives you better contact and control over the canoe. In particular, if you're dealing with any wind, waves, children, or pets, it's a great idea to maintain a kneeling position with your butt on the edge of the seat. Of course, it'll be much more comfortable if you have foam pads or something else soft to kneel on. This brings us to the fourth tip, which is simply to always wear a life jacket on the water. Now, one of the biggest reasons people take their life jacket off is because they find it uncomfortable, and this is why it's worth investing in a paddling specific life jacket, because they're designed to be as comfortable and unrestricting as possible, whether you're sitting back and relaxing or paddling hard.
When wearing a life jacket, it should feel comfortable and fit snug enough so it won't ride up on you when you're in the water.
The fifth and final canoeing tip is to use a properly sized paddle, because this will let you paddle the most efficiently and comfortably. A simple way to measure a paddle for proper fit is to stand and put the blade of the paddle on the ground in front of you. The grip should be somewhere between shoulder and nose height. So there you have it, the top 5 canoeing tips. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to our PaddleTV YouTube channel and stay tuned for lots more tips and tricks.